Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into 7 of the worst new motorcycles that people end up regretting buying. Let's dive in. Number 7, Honda Shadow Phantom. The Honda Shadow Phantom gives off that bad boy vibe, but once you're riding it, it feels like you're stuck behind a minivan in rush hour. It's got the blackout design, the low-slung seat, and just enough swagger to make you think $8,000 buys you something edgy. But once you're on it, reality hits harder than waiting at the DMV. That 745cc V-twin engine, it's as exciting as a lukewarm cup of decaf. It's tolerable for short city rides, but try merging on the freeway and you'll be wishing you picked literally anything with more guts. It's not just slow, it's the kind of slow that makes you wonder if you left the parking brake on. As for comfort, picture a park bench on wheels. The rear suspension is stiff enough to make you feel every pothole your city forgot about. And while the low seat might sound appealing, it sacrifices cornering clearance. You'll be scraping pegs before the fun even starts. Tech? Don't expect much. No ride modes, no traction control, and in some versions, not even standard ABS. For nearly $9 grand, you're basically paying for a speedometer and some buyer's remorse. And resale? It drops faster than your enthusiasm after the first week. Bottom line, the Shadow Phantom has all the looks but none of the substance. You're paying a premium for style, and the ride ends up feeling like a letdown. Number 6, Harley-Davidson Nightster. The Harley-Davidson Nightster promises the soul of a Harley in a minimal modern form, but somehow it manages to fumble nearly everything. At a starting price a little above $13,000, it seems like a fair deal until you notice what you're missing. The 975cc Revolution. Max engine sounds promising on paper, but in reality, it delivers a ride that's more meh than memorable. It lacks the punch and presence Harley fans expect. Instead of a roaring cruiser, you get an identity crisis on 2 wheels. Build quality feels more plastic than premium. For a company known for timeless steel, the Nightster comes off like a budget cut in disguise. Suspension-wise, it's stiff enough to rattle your fillings. And the ergonomics? Confused at best. It's like Harley couldn't decide between laid-back, cruiser and aggressive cafe racer, so they split the difference. And it shows. The worst part? After taxes, dealer fees, and the basic upgrades needed to make it livable, you're spending close to $16,000. At that point, a used Fat Bob with real soul sounds like the better option. Bottom line, the Nightster is what happens when you try to blend tradition with trendiness and come up short. Ride it long enough and you'll realize it's not the Harley you show off, it's the one you quietly trade in. Number 5, Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator looks like it should be fun, but ends up feeling like something you'd see in a Craigslist listing with the words must go. Priced just under $7,000, it's marketed as a sleek modern cruiser, but what you actually get feels more like a confused mix of beginner bike and midlife crisis. It's light and low-slung, sure, but once you push past 55 to may buy that 451cc parallel twin, engine starts to sound like it's begging for a break. Twist the throttle and you'll realize fast this isn't a muscle cruiser, it's a gym membership you never use. Comfort-wise, the seat feels like Kawasaki used a cafeteria tray for inspiration. After 45 minutes, your back starts submitting complaints. The rear shocks don't help either, especially if you're over 160 pounds or live somewhere with roads that resemble craters. Despite the urban rebel vibe, it doesn't even come with a gear indicator, so you're guessing your way through the ride like a lost tourist. Fuel economy isn't terrible, but the tiny 3.7-gallon tank means you'll be stopping at gas stations more than you'd like, especially for a so-called commuter bike. And resale, it lingers in the used market longer than a bad dating profile. In short, the Eliminator tries hard to be cool, but ends up feeling like a cover band playing someone else's hit. If it's on your list, maybe eliminate it first. Number 4, BMW R18. The BMW R18 is a massive, eye-catching cruiser that grabs attention for all the wrong reasons once the purchase is made. Starting around $16,000 and quickly passing $20K, with just a few extras, this bike becomes a pricey piece of garage decor for many owners. Sure, the R18 oozes retro charm and German engineering on paper, but in practice, it's a bulky, clunky attempt to compete with Harley that ends up tripping over itself. That 1,800cc boxer twin engine brings big torque, but in city traffic, it feels like too much engine and too little control. It weighs almost 800 pounds, which means parking lot maneuvers feel like a strongman contest. Maintenance? It's pure BMW. Oil changes, valve adjustments, and parts all come with a premium. Drop it once, something many new owners admit to, and you're staring down a repair bill that'll have you reevaluating your life choices. And resale? It drops faster than day-old guacamole. Bottom line, the R18 looks like a dream parked in a showroom, but turns into a regretful Tinder date the moment you try to ride it. Expensive, awkward, and frustrating to offload. Number 3. Triumph Rocket 3. The Triumph Rocket 3 is a rolling paradox, a motorcycle built to impress but also to overwhelm. With a starting tag around $24,000, it's one of the priciest ways to say, I bought way too much bike. Yes, it packs a ludicrous 2500cc engine, the biggest on any production motorcycle. But that's like using a chainsaw to cut a birthday cake. Weighing in close to 700 pounds, every ride feels like a workout. Taking a corner or threading through traffic. Get ready to sweat through your jacket. Power? Sure, it's there. Comfort? Not so much. That stiff rear suspension may look good, but when American highways serve up potholes the size of compact cars, your spine won't be happy. Fuel economy? Laughable. About 30 millipas if you're gentle. And nobody buys a Rocket 3 to be gentle. Repairs and insurance aren't light on the wallet either. Triumph parts are far from common, and if you drop it, which is easier than you'd think, expect a repair bill that stings. The Rocket 3 ends up being a showpiece stuck in a heavyweight body. It's a reminder that bigger isn't always better, especially when it comes with chiropractor visits. Number 2, Harley-Davidson Road Glide. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide is a $25,000 blend of wind tunnel styling and post-purchase regret. On paper, it's a touring dream. Big V-twin, frame-mounted fairing, and that signature Harley attitude. But after signing the paperwork, the dream starts to unravel. At nearly 900 pounds, it rides like a couch with a hangover. Low-speed handling feels like leg day at the gym, and parking it resembles docking a boat. The infotainment system, which sounds high-tech in ads, behaves like it was built by someone who's never used a phone. Glitches, lag, and dropped Bluetooth connections turn long rides into long sighs. The Milwaukee 8 engine throws off enough heat to make your legs feel like toast by mile 10. Despite the price, the suspension doesn't smooth out the ride. It seems to interpret every pothole as a wake-up call. Fuel efficiency? Let's just say you'll be on first-name terms with your local gas station. And that exhaust note? It's loud, but less cool rumble and more public disturbance. Resale value takes a hit quickly. The Road Glide isn't a bad bike, but it's an extremely expensive way to learn you should have test-ridden more before buying. Number 1, Indian Chief. The Indian Chief is the textbook case of all show, no go. It looks like a $17,000 slice of American motorcycle heritage. But ride it for a week and you'll see where the money really went. Into shiny chrome, not performance. Its 111C engine and classic cruiser stance sound great in theory. In practice, it handles like a barge on asphalt, nearly 700 pounds, and it corners with the enthusiasm of a retired buffalo. As for features, it's like they time-traveled from 2009. No ride modes, no advanced safety aids, and a digital display that makes a flip phone look cutting edge. Ride quality? It's as if the suspension was tuned by someone who thinks suffering builds character. Highway rides become chiropractor visits. City riding feels like punishment. And don't forget the heat. This thing roasts your thighs like it's prepping a barbecue. Service isn't easy to find either. Indian's dealer network is sparse unless you live near a major city. Parts are expensive and slow to arrive. Resale drops like a rock. The Indian Chief is a beauty parked in your driveway. But on the road, it's a regret machine with chrome handlebars. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe for more brutally honest motorcycle content.